The thought that I want to really have those of you take away who are part of my Gen Z audience, I want you to take away the understanding that to start helping yourself, you have to first really want to change. Keeping everything simple, let's talk about that real quick here. Now, the reason why I'm leading with this topic and this idea of, wanting to change first and foremost is just because whether you are trying to reach a certain goal, whether you are trying to create something, whether you're working on a side hustle, a business, whether you want to have better relationships with your friends, your family, your significant others, whatever it is, ultimately, if you don't avidly want to change, then you will just choose comfort. Now, this doesn't go for everybody, and I want to acknowledge that because there are some people who can make a decision and like a switch, it is flipped off in their mind that they are able to change that instant. They're able to make that difference and make positive strides in that direction. But that's not everybody. And it can often be the result of either decision paralysis. We can be, again, too comfortable in our comfort zones. We can be just overwhelmed by what will be different if we do avidly pursue some type of change. But the thing is, we have to remember that it starts with our desire and our why behind it. Now, of course, I've mentioned this in the past, and at some point you've probably heard someone say it and mention Simon Sinek about it starts with why or the power of why, but it is true. And I know it can be annoying, but it does matter that you have a reason for why you want a certain outcome. And this is kind of just my recommendation then, that you get really specific. You get really honed in on what you actively want and why you want it to begin with. Like for myself, and this is like the easiest goal I bring up all the time, is my fitness goals. I want to get down to 170, 175. Preferably it was going to be by my wedding date. I don't know if that's going to be possible at the current moment, but I still have made fantastic progress overall. I'm down about 16 to 17 pounds overall. And for me, that's good progress. I'm going to keep it up, but I avidly want the change, not because I, don't love who I am as a person, don't love how I look, but it's instead just the fact that I want a certain outcome and there's a certain styling of, physique that I think looks awesome and I want to strive towards that. And there's also all the health benefits that I know will come from it. And given a concern about health, I want to make sure that I am taking the utmost care of mine as early as possible. But that's the why behind it. Of course, there's all the other reasons. There's the confidence, there's the strength, there's the style of clothes that I really want to try. Like, I know there's, Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen with the black turtleneck with sleeveless. I was like, that'd be a fantastic peak look to wear, but we're getting off track here. The thing is, there is a firm why. There is the health, longevity, and the physical aspects that I want to aim for. And for me, those are good whys, because those decisions to go through with it help me maintain that direction and that compass. And for those of you who might have a similar goal or a similar idea, it's important that you do still ask yourself, well, why are you doing it? And having there be wiggle room or some room for error, because your goal can change slightly and that is perfectly okay. Or you can completely overhaul it and toss an old one out the window that no longer serves you and where you want to go. But remember that change starts with what you want to do and why you want to do it. For those of us in Gen Z, a lot of our lives are still, well ahead of us. We're starting young in our careers. Some of us may still be getting out of school right now. There are some of us who are a little bit further into our careers, but all in all, we still have decades and decades ahead of us. So the important thing that we can do is making sure that we are determining why we want to change certain things, both in our lives and in the circumstances around us, and figuring out what we're going to do to get there. So that's my encouragement to you guys, because I know you can change your life, you can change your career, you can change your future. And ultimately, it comes down to figuring out what you're willing to put in the work for and why you really want it. But that's just kind of my thought of the day. With that, have an amazing day, you amazing people, keeping everything simple. I will see you all in the next episode. Go out there and do great things.